Hello. This week, the Torah portion is Parshat Yitro. This is a very exciting portion because it tells about the giving of the Torah, the most exciting and wonderful thing that the Jewish people have is the Torah. So this is the Parsha. It's always so inspiring to learn this Parsha, and I'm always excited during the week of Parshat Yitro. So in the Parsha, it tells about how the Jewish people came to encamp at the foot of Mount Sinai. Okay, so it says here, Vayisu mirafidim, vayavo midbar Sinai, vayachanu bamidbar, vayichan sham Yisrael neged ahar. So it says, and they journeyed from Refidim, and they came to the Sinai desert, and they camped in the desert, and the Jewish people camped there opposite the mountain. Now in Hebrew, we see there's a difference in the tense because it says vayisu, vayachanu, okay, vayisu, vayavo'u, vayachanu. Those are all in the plural because the Jewish people was, a couple of million people. It's a lot of people, so it was the plural. But then at the very last part, it says vayichan sham Yisrael, and the Jewish people camped there. And it says vayichan, not vayachanu, but vayichan. Yichan is singular. So Rashi points this out, and he says, Ke'ish echad belev echad, that they were like one man with one heart. Meaning that when the Jewish people were assembled to receive the Torah, they were all on the same page. They all were ready. They had one singular purpose. And we're told even more than that they had a lot of love one to the other, a lot of Avas Yisrael. They were very unified and very loving toward each other. An amazing phenomenon. As my friend Dvar always gives a beautiful Dvar Torah on Pesach, that it says Dayenu, in the Dayenu section of the Haggadah, that it says, if we had just come and camped at Har Sinai, it would have been enough. And she says, how could it be enough? They didn't even get the Torah when they just camped there. But the unity was so amazing that unity is so special in and of itself. We could say Dayenu, it's enough. It's so wonderful. So we see that receiving the Torah was the prerequisite for receiving the Torah was an incredible amount of love and unity among the Jewish people. We're also told in Midrash that before Hashem gave the Torah to the Jewish people, he said, the other nations of the world are going to say it wasn't fair that they weren't given the Torah. If they would have been given the Torah, they could have also reached the spiritual heights of the Jewish people. So Hashem offered it to the other nations. There's a midrash that tells us. And first he offered it to the children of Esav. And they said, before we accept it, what's in it? So they were told, don't kill. Don't kill? No, we don't want it. We kill people. That's kind of how we keep our system of justice. That's how we do things around here. We don't like somebody, we kill them. So they didn't want it. Hashem took it to the children of Yishmael. And they said, well, what's in it? Well, you shouldn't have immoral relations. You shouldn't have relations that are forbidden in a moral sense. And they said, no, we don't want it. We like to have relationships with whoever we feel like, with whatever makes us feel happy. That's what we want to do. So no, we don't want it. No. So those are the famous nations, but it said that Hashem went to all the nations and each one asked, what's in it? they're told, don't steal. No, a little stealing never hurt anybody. We don't want that. Honor your parents. Our parents are old. They're the old generation. We're the new generation. No, we don't want it. Keep Shabbos. It's so difficult to keep Shabbos. We have things we want to go do. We want to watch TV. We want to go to the movies. We want to do things. No, it's not for us. Okay, don't worship idols. Idols, that's what we do. We worship idols. Money is our idol. Power is our idol. No, we worship idols. We don't want this Torah. Okay? Don't lie. Lying, who can say what's true, what's false? No. We don't want something that says don't lie. All right, well, don't covet. Don't be jealous of your friend and want to get his things that he has, whether it be his possessions, his wife, his servants, his animals. What? What are you talking about? If I don't have it and he has it, I want it. Sometimes when I see that he has it, I want it. No, I don't want this Torah. So then Hashem came to the Jewish people, and Hashem said, I'm going to give you the Torah. And the Jewish people didn't ask what's in it. They just said, Naaseh v'nishma. We will do it, and then we'll hear what's in it. It kind of reminds me of, these days when we get a new iPhone or we get something new app, a new program, and, before you can sign up for this, the online banking or the internet access or the new phone, it says, accept the terms and conditions. And it has a little button there that says agree. Now, you don't even have to read the terms and conditions. You can just push agree. That's kind of like the Naaseh v'nishma. I want it. I want the Torah. That's how much the Jewish people wanted the Torah. We know it's Hashem giving us the Torah. Oh, I want it. I don't care what's it. I want it. I know Hashem is giving me a good Torah. So I'm going to agree. I'm pushing that agree button. Naaseh v'nishma. I want it. This is how the Jewish people approach the Torah. With unity, with love, with acceptance, with the knowledge that Hashem is the greatest thing, and the Torah that he gives us has to be great, like Hashem. So the Jewish people were smart. They agreed to take the Torah. Now we're going to hear another midrash, which relates to this whole concept here. So there's a midrash that says it has three things. The first one, Shema Yisrael, ze klal gadol b'Torah. Okay, let's read that again. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Hear, O Israel, Hashem, your God, Hashem is one. Ze klal gadol b'Torah. This is a great teaching of the Torah. Number two, ve'ahavta le're'acha kamocha. Ze klal gadol b'Torah. You shall love your fellow Jew as yourself. This is a great teaching of the Torah. And the third midrash that says it's a great teaching of the Torah is about the Korban Tamid. To give the Korban Tamid baboker uben ha'arbaim, ze klal gadol b'Torah. Bringing the daily, everyday sacrifice that would be offered, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. This is a great teaching of the Torah. Okay, so let's look at these. What's going on here? Why is one or the other considered a great teaching in the Torah? And why are these three singled out among all of the different laws and all of the different teachings in the Torah? Okay, so look at Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God, the Lord is one. This is the central precept of Judaism. This is what you say, in the morning and the evening. This is what a person says before they're going to pass to the next world. This is what a person says when they're ever in a situation of danger. This is the central teaching, the unity of Hashem. Well, let's look at the next one. It's also very famous because this is what Rabbi Akiva said, Ve'ahavta le'recha kamocha, ze klal gadol b'Torah, that you love your fellow as yourself. This is a great teaching of the Torah. Yes, loving your fellow as yourself, Ahavas Yisrael. We have in a Hayom Yom, it asks, what is greater, Ahavat Hashem or Ahavat Yisrael? What is greater, loving Hashem or loving your fellow Jew? And the answer is loving your fellow Jew. I think this was brought down by the Baal Shem Tov. And why is it that loving your fellow Jew is even greater than loving Hashem? Why is it that Avram Avinu went out to greet guests and left Hashem behind? Because, as it says in the Hayom Yom, when you love someone, then it's a very great expression of your love to be loving toward the people or the things that the one you love loves. So if you love someone, you should love their children, right? And we are the children of Hashem. So if we truly love Hashem, then we're going to love Hashem's children because they're Hashem's children. And it can be hard sometimes to remember that these are Hashem's children. And if I love Hashem, I've got to show love to his children because he loves them. He loves them so much. So I can't be cruel to them. I can't be unkind. I have to be loving. I have to be good because these are Hashem's children. So that is a very great, great teaching in the Torah. And now we get to the Korban Tamid. And the Korban Tamid is that daily sacrifice that was given every day, not 24/7, but 365 days in the solar year, 358 days usually in a Jewish lunar year. Every single day, morning and afternoon. It would start out the temple service in the morning and complete it in the afternoon. And this consistency, it says that Hashem says that of all of the sacrifices that were given, the one he loves the most and the one which gives him the most pleasure is the Korban Tamid, that daily sacrifice. So on the one hand, it's the consistency. It's that it comes every day. There's no break. There's no day, not on Shabbos that we don't do it, not on a holiday, not on Yom Kippur. Every single day, this Korban Tamid was offered. So that's one, is the consistency. But how was that Korban Tamid? Where was it purchased from? Where did it come from? Who bought it? Who offered it? So it came from the temple treasury, and there was a special offering, a special donation that every Jew had to give. They had to give the machatzita shekel, the half shekel. So every Jew, whether rich or poor, had to give exactly 1/2 shekel of silver every year. And from these half shekels, that Korban Tamid was purchased. That means that every single Jew had a share in that Korban Tamid every day. And that's why Hashem loved that Korban so much, that sacrifice, because it was from every single one of his children. They all had an equal share. It represented the unity of the Jewish people, that everyone's on an equal level, the way that Hashem looks at us. We're all equal. We're all his beloved children. And the Korban Tamid, which would come every morning and every afternoon, was a symbol, was a representation of that unity. So we see that what's important to Hashem is to love him and to love each other, to love his children. Those are what are important. So when we look at today, we're going to be reading the Parsha and hearing the 10 Commandments, the Aseret Dibrot, this Shabbos, as part of Parshat Yitro. Are we still on a level of Naaseh V'Nishma, that we want it so much? Are we still on a level where we are devoted to loving Hashem and loving his children, loving each other? Or are we now kind of like those other nations of the world that say, what's in it? You know, I mean, what, I have to keep Shabbos, I have to, be honest, I can't lie, can't steal even just a little bit, can't worship any kind of idols, no money, no power, no glory, control. Like, are we really devoted? Are we still pressing that I agree button every morning when we wake up and receiving the Torah anew? Because they say that Hashem Chadesh Bechol Yom Tamid Maaseh Bereshit, every day he creates the world anew. So it's like we're supposed to look at ourselves every day as if we left Egypt, and as every day as if we got the Torah anew. We're supposed to accept the Torah with new enthusiasm every single day. We want to learn the Torah, we want to do the Torah, we want to do Hashem's mitzvahs. Or are we now saying, I've got some other things to do today. Torah, maybe tomorrow. No, we can't do that. This world seems to really be interested in money, power, control. Those are what most people are looking to achieve today. And if you try to tell them, no, that's not the things that are important. What's important is Torah, tefillah, tzedakah, loving Hashem, loving other people. Those should be primary in our lives. Being good to each other, being good to Hashem, focusing on Torah, on mitzvahs, on tzedakah, not on money, power, and control. So we really have to take this opportunity that we're receiving the Torah again, and we have the opportunity again to say Naaseh v'nishma, to say I agree, press the I agree button and just go for it and live up to those highest values. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. Not money, not power, not control. If we have to cede any of those to other people, give them up, that's okay, because that's not what's important. What is important is Torah, tefillah, tzedakah, learning Torah, praying to Hashem, doing acts of kindness to others. Those are the things that will bring Mashiach. So we have an opportunity this Shabbos and this week and this year. We have an opportunity to push the I agree button, Naaseh v'nishma, Torah, tefillah, tzedakah, loving Hashem, loving our fellow Jews and our fellow human beings, and make this world a brighter place and bring Mashiach now. Good Shabbos.